The House of Silent Letters. Mark was a quiet man who lived alone in a small city apartment. Every evening after work, he walked past an old abandoned house on his street. The house was large, with broken windows and a heavy wooden door. People in the neighborhood always whispered about strange sounds inside. One rainy night, Mark stopped and looked at the house more closely. The streetlight made its shadow long and frightening. Suddenly, he thought he saw a figure moving behind a cracked window. His heart beat faster, but he told himself it was only his imagination. For days, Mark could not stop thinking about the house. He felt a strange pull, like the place was calling him. Every time he walked past, he slowed down and listened. Sometimes he heard a soft noise, almost like someone crying. Finally, one evening he decided to enter. The heavy wooden door creaked as he pushed it open. Inside, the air was cold and full of dust. The floorboards cracked loudly under his steps, as if warning him to leave. In the hallway, old furniture was covered with white sheets. A broken mirror leaned against the wall, reflecting his nervous face. Cobwebs hung from the corners, and the smell of mold filled the air. Yet Mark felt that he was not alone. He walked deeper into the house and noticed a stack of yellowed letters on a table. The envelopes were tied together with a red ribbon. Curious, he picked them up and saw that they were written many years ago. Each letter began with the same words. "My love." Mark sat on a dusty chair and opened one letter. The handwriting was delicate, full of emotion. The words spoke about hope, promises, and waiting for someone to return. His chest grew tight as he read, as if the sadness inside the letters was alive. Suddenly, a cold wind blew through the room, though the windows were closed. The letters scattered across the floor, flying in every direction. Mark froze, his hands shaking, his breath fast. Then he heard a whisper, "Find the last letter." He searched the room, his heart racing. Under the broken mirror, he saw a small wooden box. Inside was one letter, darker and older than the others. With trembling hands, he opened it and began to read. The final letter told of a woman waiting for her husband who never came home. She wrote about endless nights of sorrow, her heart breaking more each day. The words ended suddenly, with ink blurred by tears. Mark felt tears in his own eyes. Then behind him, the sound of soft footsteps filled the hall. He turned and saw the faint shape of a woman, glowing pale in the darkness. Her face was sad, but her eyes full of longing. She looked at him with silent hope. Mark whispered gently, "I found your letters." The ghostly woman's face softened, and she stepped closer. She pointed at the last letter, then at the broken door leading to the garden. Mark understood she wanted him to bring it outside. He walked into the garden under the silver moonlight. The woman followed, her form almost vanishing in the night air. Beneath an old tree, half hidden by roots, Mark found a stone with faded writing. It was her husband's forgotten grave. Mark placed the last letter gently on the grave. The woman knelt, her hands trembling as she touched it. Light surrounded her, soft and golden like a warm sunrise. Her sad face slowly turned into a peaceful smile. With one final look at Mark, the woman whispered, Thank you. Her figure dissolved into the light, leaving only the sound of the wind in the trees. Mark stood still, deeply moved, his heart filled with strange peace. From that night, the old house was never the same. The whispers stopped, and the air inside felt warm instead of cold. Mark often walked past with a quiet smile, knowing he had given love a final rest. For the first time, he no longer felt alone.